don't know what the bigger power is. I haven't come to terms with that in my life yet. I did when I was younger. My dad remarried, and we went to St. Andrew's Presbyterian next to City Hall there. Yeah. I was actually president of the youth group at one time. Went to Agape, similar to CORE that the Catholics would have. And I felt something move and whatever. And then as life got going, I don't know, a few things maybe happened along the way that maybe say, you've heard this before, probably, what God would allow that to happen. Yeah. Right? And
very common question.
Fair question, right? And I think I have a lot of unanswered questions. Yeah. There's something. There's something. Yeah. I just haven't decided what it is. There's some recent events that have got me thinking more about it, but we'll see.
For, I would say, moral purposes, I think a lot of us just intuitively know something exists because we all know that murder is wrong.
Yep.
We all know that, I'll say grape for algorithm's sake. That's absolutely wrong, universally, for all of time.
Yeah.
How does that make sense if we're just a bunch of meat buckets bumping into one another? Right? So there's something above us that's setting that standard.
Yeah.
I shared with you earlier, I love talking with atheists, Muslims, and I ask, what is it that you believe in? Why do you believe it?
Yeah.
What is the evidence we can look into? And I'm just extraordinarily compelled by the case for the empty tomb of Jesus. Like I said, Shroud of Turin.
Yeah,
the historical arguments for it.
My son, who's going to be 26 this year, Jason, and he's exploring going to church now, and he's trying to find himself a nice lady, and he figured that would be a good place. And years ago, he would have said, "I don't believe."
That's cool.
But now he's experimented more, and we've had conversations about it. And the conversations that I've always had with is this, similar to what you were referring to, was I don't know if there's a God, Jason, or whatever, but here's what I do know: the 10 Commandments. Pretty good rules to live by, whether you believe in the story or not. And you, I think maybe you were a little surprised by me saying, I know the 11th commandment. It's the one above all else. Love one another. The Beatles figured it out. All you need is love. Yeah. That basis right there, you can create whatever you want. I think a part of it for me, and I think Jordan Peterson helped me understand it a little bit, like him or hate him, helped me realize that maybe one of the reasons I haven't defined it is fear. The only thing we have to fear is fear itself. Because I think, probably by your standard, forgive me if I get this wrong, or Christian standard, is you have to come to terms with that. It's a scary thing to do. That. I mean, you talk about being married as a commitment, but the commitment to God is the ultimate commitment, isn't it? Am I, based on what I understand of it?
Yeah, so I see that sentiment a lot, but I think what people miss, specifically apart for Christianity, compared to other religions, because Christianity stands alone in saying that there's nothing we can do to please God. God is the only book that says we all suck.
You're no good.
Where Islam,
I love you, but you suck.
Where Islam will say you work to please God. Where other religions say you work to please God, but he's saying, no, there's nothing you can do. And this everlasting life that I've provided through Jesus is a gift. That way, God's the only one that gets glory, not us. So for me, that's where the fear goes away. It's like I don't have to worry about following every little rule. Right. It's not about that. Jesus followed every rule for us. And for me, when that first clicked for me in college, I was like, dang. Because up until that point, I was raised in a Christian home. I was thinking it meant don't do drugs, don't swear, don't do this, don't do that. And it was stressing me out. Because when I eventually did.
You're always looking over your shoulder.
Yeah. Right. But when I eventually did stumble, I was just like devastated because I was like, I'm in God's God books now.
Yeah.
But when I realized, no, it's a free gift, and the motivation should come from, wow, he did that for me. I'm so thankful. Now I want to do good because of that.
Right.
For me, in my wife and I's marriage, I find it so much easier to love her, and I know she would agree with me that it's easier for her to love me, knowing that Christ loved us first.
There's a new one I didn't.
Yeah. Because that's what he says. John says that he's the apostle. He says, we love because he first loved us. So that's our motivation. And when it's grounded in that, rather than I got to muster up his love. But when you understand that, your slate was wiped clean. Every mistake you made was
made white as snow.